Hello everybody, welcome to Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. I am your host, and on today's video, it is already yours. Now, manifesting and having it all seems quite a leap to believe this, especially when you've been feeling as if you have been trying to manifest something that consequentially feels much smaller than you having it all. Having it all means not necessarily what you think it means, because it is actually the only way the entire manifesting expression or experience of your desired life could possibly work. Yet, we do have the explanations of manifesting which kind of have made the word itself lose its meaning, or rather we become unconscious, or were being unconscious of its actual meaning. See, you don't manifest stuff, which is where the, not necessarily problem, but the appearance of the confusion of reality being confused about itself, which is what's actually happening, where you try to materialize something, call it manifesting. It doesn't materialize within your hands or after a certain number of weeks, months, or years. It doesn't happen, or something happens that makes you tell the now story that, well, because of that is happening, what I desire can't be happening, because if that exists, that can't, which is usually the I am not, right? Now, you experience reality as reality. That means regardless of what it looks like, the adjacent knowing of the frame that you are referring to will never be touched. It'll always be there, regardless of any thought, emotion, or circumstance or condition that appears in your three-dimensional physical experience or reality. It cannot matter. And the experience of these arrangements, the stuff, including your physical being, is you as reality, experiencing reality as reality. Confusing sometimes, but look at it this way. If you took a picture and you added something to it, it doesn't change the original expression of the image. The original expression of the image will always be there eternally in awareness. We have now shifted to another reality, another expression of reality, another arrangement of reality, where the image is now completely different, but we usually tell the story that it's not different, it was changed from one thing to another. See, we are interpreting three-dimensional reality change as the way reality changes, as if something was this and then became something else. No, it was everything that you ever experienced, and everything you ever experienced was a new version of that snapshot, a new version of reality as a snapshot. And how do you know this? Take anything. Take anything. Any movie. You watch the movie from start to end. How many different frames are in that movie? How many different cuts are in that movie? How many different editing magical tricks do they do to make you believe it's one coherent expression? But you have no idea how many there are. You have no idea how many takes it took, how many different lines are said in different ways and different orders just to output the desired expression. And that's what your experience of reality is. It's always different. But it's different because you are always different. And if you are always different, everything must be different. So what you contemplate as reality, the idea is that what you contemplate as reality is reality. Because whatever you are contemplating, whatever you are focused on, whatever you are giving attention to, you are lighting up that experience of reality. It's happening. It's happening right now. You are experiencing the happening of it, and you are the cause of the happening of it, experiencing what you have now caused. But what does that mean in terms of your life experience? Because that ultimately is what you want, experiencing yourself. The knowing of who I am in relation to what I want to experience. What does that mean? I am awareness. See, if you were, and I say if for the video, it is since you are, but if you were God, source, reality, as people keep repeating, what would that actually feel like or mean to you? Because that is it. What does it mean to you? That's exactly what it is. There's no fundamental, oh, it means this to them, so it must mean that to me. No, what does it mean to you? You are God. You are the expression of God. You cannot literally get it wrong. Even though you see some people try to make it mean something specific, it means anything and everything is God. Because how can it not be? How can God purely exist in a universe it did not create? That it isn't one with? That it didn't create everything? Whether this arbitrary line that we have come across or created or are experiencing, where God is this and not that, it's everything. And it's a very simple question we don't often ask, because it isn't about a feeling or not feeling, wanting or longing or desiring either, because you are going to feel that. You desire things. I'm thirsty. I desire water. That's wanting water. The recognition is that I'm thirsty and I have the experience of drinking water because it's part of the ongoing flow of you experiencing life as yourself, because you are life. Because that pops up after a few thoughts like, hey, that thing I wanted, you wanted, we wanted, hasn't arrived yet. Then you decide, consciously or unconsciously in the moment, that you are going to think or assume something about that thought. We literally decide, or consciously or unconsciously, this thought that pops up, I want it but it hasn't come yet. Is it a possibility that I can actually experience it? Is it going to take 5 or 10 years? Where is it? Can this be done? I heard you say I am infinite, blah, blah, blah. I heard all that. But can this be done? Then you obviously didn't hear the infinite bit, because if I say something is infinite, then the knowing of the image is already indication that the image exists. You are wondering whether you can achieve that image or you can achieve that outcome. You don't have to achieve it. You cannot achieve it. You cannot brute force your way into reality as reality, because one, you aren't separate from it. It's a recognition of what really is happening as you, the happening. You are the cause. You are reality. You are God. Your awareness of something, of anything, is reality being that. I am God. The I am God bit, right? And this is where the whole I am God idea comes in. Because it's not just an idea, it is the truth of the matter that we have in physical form. I am is the truth of who you are in physical form. I am God is the truth of who you are in physical form. Because you often see people living their dream life without a drop of I am God knowing. I don't understand this. This guy is a billionaire. That guy is a sports professional, a global entity of all time. They don't know anything about this. Well, I think they don't know. I have no idea. But how is it? I know this. What gives? Where's my trophy? Where's my stock market boom? Where's my stuff? And it makes sense when you consider what knowing actually is. You are reality. So no matter what you are experiencing, it's just you as reality experiencing that. Now the 3D physical self is a projection. So theirs must be two. At the heart of both projections is the same I am awareness, obviously, but what is that person projected as being? They are being the reality they desire to experience. Because no matter what you ask people like Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson or Michael Jordan or Tiger Woods or Michael Schumacher, Magnus Carlsen, chess player, naming guys off the top of my head here. No matter what you ask them, who is the greatest of all time that you think, that you believe? It's like I am. No matter what, I am the greatest of all time. They are projected as that. But we don't focus on what they are being. We focus on what they have achieved. We don't focus on anything else. And they are being the reality that they desire to experience, regardless of anyone or anything else. But we never ask, what is a beggar being? What is a person that's having the easygoing life? We never ask, what are they being? Because they are being their story too. But then why are you seeing all of it? Because from your point of view, everyone is you pushed out. So every story you contain must be pushed out. So everything you are seeing, everything you are allowing yourself to see is something you have the potential of being. You are seeing everything as source. So whatever you are seeing as source, you can be, because you are already as that same source. So the good and bad trope drops completely, replaced by the knowing I am who I am. This is that life, and I'm going head first into it. Now, the idea of I am reality isn't different from that, because I am reality. It can't be. It's all the same thing. It's actually less about doing, not the brute force of achievement in that way, and more about recognizing where the thing comes from in the first place, awareness itself. Those little up and down moments that every person experiencing reality will naturally be there, because you are continuously swinging from the doubt and knowing, but you don't ever change as consciousness, and you always know your constant is consciousness, and you always recognizing that constant as consciousness as source. That's the difference. Try as you might, right? To get the ship afloat or the plane off the ground, nothing lifts if the conditions refuse it. But where does that stuff come from? Because conditions are not source of anything on their own. We often say that reality of your own decisions are what you experience. Or basically, we often say that the reality of your own decisions is what you are experiencing. And that part is true in a sense. But where does the decision to do anything in any moment come from anyway? The circumstances? No. Then what? Reality. You as reality. You're bringing it forth for yourself to experience it. We decide who we are in the moment based on what we can do depending on the conditions, when it's not necessary to do that. In fact, it's not even true. And while it is true that there is a one-to-one relationship between decisions and circumstances, here is the thing. Why not consider the decision that seems so obvious in the moment, where you have to pay your last bit of rent money to get the bill going, right? Or you need a lift somewhere, or you are feeling ridiculously angry at something or upset about something. Why not consider that a natural decision to do or feel any of that as part of the entire life manifestation of your now dream life? Because those things don't go away. Those natural circumstances don't go away. They are natural circumstances of you existing. Well, just because you're a millionaire, you don't pay rent? No, of course you're going to have to pay rent, right? It means nothing. And there was a lady in the store today, and she didn't have money on her. Or I think she didn't have enough on her, but I'm sure she has it. And she asked me, "Hey, sorry, can you just swipe your card so the price goes low because of the member points thing, whatever?" Oh yeah, sure. And then it went down. That's just how reality unfolds itself. Where, now of course she can buy this thing. Of course she has the right amount of money. Of course I'm standing there. Of course I have my card with me. Of course I have it all, because it already is perfectly existing in that moment. And it's not about the idea of, well, somebody else could have been there. That's another reality entirely. It also exists, but it's my experiencing of reality, not theirs. In another version of reality that is also happening right then and there, and I'm standing in the line watching it happen. But my life is about who I am living as, experiencing it, just like exactly that. The natural expression of awareness. Why? Because the decision to experience what you desire is not actually a decision to go against the natural expression of the moment. Basically, you consciously following the script and consciously lighting up your dream life is you being your dream life right here and right now. Because you're consciously following what's going on. Every moment's natural expression is included. Often when doing nothing, your mind gets a little restless and wants to do something. Again, all of it manifestation, all of it coming from you, all of it what you decided to be. So there really isn't a decision you can experience yourself making in the 3D ever-changing now moment that will ever satisfy the question, what must I do? The whole idea of action, right? Inspired action. Well, what cannot be inspired action? Action you literally have no awareness of making in the moment. As sort of a silly example here, any decision you can make in the moment can only come from the awareness of already being who you desire to be. You couldn't experience yourself making the decision to eat without the awareness of the experience of eating in the first place. Therefore, all decisions are illusions. I believe NevilleGoddard actually has that written down in one of his books. Because the only decision that matters is the free will of consciousness to be aware of itself as a certain experience. Going back to the paying the rent, if you were paying the rent right then and there, paying it, are you going to order a cheeseburger? No, because you don't even have the awareness to make the decision to do that. It's not inspired action, it's a silly action that you're doing to have a laugh and make a joke, right? But you don't have the literal awareness to consider the action in that moment because it has nothing to do with anything. So inspired action, no matter what you are thinking about doing, you may do it, knowing source does not result from the action. The action results and the awareness results from source to be able to do that action in that moment. See, it's not inspired action trying to buy something without money, especially if you aren't even in the store where you want to buy it from. Inspired action is knowing it from source. You will be at the store at some point, you will have the money at some point, and you will be able to buy the thing at some point because at the point of now, you have all of that, including having the thing. We often call the desired experience wanted and the undesired unwanted. But the unwanted isn't actually non-existent. It's just referring to another experience not being realized right now. We also tend to create this hierarchy of probability. I can be in that relationship easier than that one. I can buy this car right now and not that one. All that stems from the conditional awareness that the belief that what's happening is apart from me, or that some realities are easier because the conditions seem more pleasant. It is not true. Because regardless of the conditions, you're knowing that this is exactly who I now choose to be from the knowing that I am infinite. As infinity, this is exactly who I choose to be right now, and that's my decision. It makes no difference whatsoever is going on, or where I am, or what I am doing, or what anyone else is doing, because here in my reality, this is reality, and this is who I am, and it's my choice. And I'm reminding myself of my choice. I am affirming what choice I made. I am affirming what choice I made. I'm not affirming to make that happen. I am assuming this is already reality. I am living my dream life. I am who I say I am. Awareness can do this. Is everything, is wherever you want to be. It's timeless and eternal. It is the creation of location and time and space and whatever. It is the creation of its own knowing. The way we know things is how awareness decided, for your point of view, how to know itself. The way you experience information, the way you read, the way you see, the way you feel, the way you touch, the way you think. It's awareness deciding as your specialized viewpoint to experience itself as that. And it's doing it infinitely with every single conscious person or unconscious person that has ever and will ever exist in infinite ways. Awareness describes itself and experiences the description. Awareness describes itself and experiences the description. Basically, awareness is scripting something and then plays it out because it already existed. And that makes perfect sense. Because if awareness were the universe, it would create conscious beings within the universe, I and you, because it is those two, in order to experience itself as the universe from within. It would experience others experiencing, you, me, and others, each with a unique vantage point. Yeah, and I hope that's clear. Basically, if there's only one person in existence, they would be experiencing the universe, but it wouldn't be a complete experience. You would need another person to experience another person experiencing the universe, and that wouldn't be a complete experience, because you need a third person to experience two people experiencing the universe. You can see I'm going with this. So that's why the reality is infinite, because it infinitely is knowing itself infinitely, in infinite ways, from infinite vantage points. I'll keep going infinitely, but you get the point. So what is manifesting really? Manifesting then is the realization that the desired reality already exists as yours. Always and already. The arrangement exists as a story for your experiencing of it already written, not as a materialization of something separate from you, because the real you is awareness. Your true identity is source. Your true identity is God. Your true identity is reality itself. And reality as an experience where everyone, including you, is playing their parts for you to experience who and what you contemplate yourself as being. Now, in this moment, and experiencing from within, light up your desired dream life from without requiring anything in your three-dimensional reality to reflect any which way of it, knowing it is all you. And I am your host, Reese. This is Reality with Reese. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the questions, the comments, likes, sharing, subscriptions, following, etc. Feel free to drop a question in the comment section. Please, always love to hear from you guys and answer questions. Drop me an email anytime as well. Thank you for joining the TikTok page. Thank you for joining the Facebook group, Love and Light, and I'll see you on the next one.